Hi, it is Kelly here. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about healing, right? Because all of our jobs are to heal ourselves. And you've probably heard of that saying, if you are a healer, is healer, heal thyself, right? Because our job is to first heal ourselves so that we clear the way to be able to help others on their healing path. And this whole topic has been kind of, scrambling around in my head for the past few days. But then this morning, there was a specific incident, and one of my friends reached out to me to let me know that her daughter had gotten a kind of a scary diagnosis. And that she was very concerned and worried about it. And the first thing that occurred to me to say to her was, focus on the outcome you desire. And I think that that is the most important first step any of us can take on our healing process, is to actually think about the outcome that we actually desire. Because what normally happens, like with most people, they get a diagnosis or a prognosis, and immediately they begin to worry and think about worst case scenarios. And oh my gosh, what am I going to do if this happens? Or oh my God, what if this happens, right? They automatically go to worst case scenario. And this is the thing with worrying. Worrying is like praying for what you don't want to happen, right? You're just ruminating and ruminating and ruminating over all of these worst case scenario, these things that you don't want to happen, right? But this is what we know about the creative process. It starts with our thoughts. Whatever you're focusing your thoughts on is what is expanding and growing in your reality. So if you're having crappy thoughts, you're going to end up with crappy results, right? So thinking about what it is that we really desire. What is the outcome that you really want? What do you long for? What do you see for yourself on the other side is so, so, so important. Over the years, I have helped 8 different people heal themselves from pancreatic cancer. And it is not because I have a magic wand or because I am a naturopathic doctor. It's because I have been honored to have 8 people come to me that were certain that pancreatic cancer was not going to be the cause of their demise, and they needed someone to champion them and to teach them about what the body needs in order to be able to heal itself, right? So I helped them by giving them the wisdom that they needed, that they had the certainty of the outcome that they were going to have. Right. So, and it's interesting because some of them after the fact, when they went back to their oncologist and were retested, and they were like, oh, that's weird. Well, we must have misdiagnosed you, which is their way of saying, we have no idea how you did this, but right on. Right. So that's the thing, everything is healable, but it starts up here. It starts with our mindset. So we really have to focus on what is the outcome that we desire. And it's not just with physical things that we're healing, right? It could be that, financially things are kind of screwed up for you, right? Like after the whole year and a half of COVID, like a lot of people's financial situations got kind of rocked to the core. And it's interesting because some people, when things started to shift and change, they got really worried and they started thinking about worst case scenario. Oh my God, what if this happens and this happens and this happens and this happens? And right now, they're experiencing a lot of hurt, right? Because they started thinking about this hurt that they were going to be experiencing a year and a half ago. That thing that they were thinking about and ruminating on for so long has become their actual reality. But there's a whole nother group of people who are like, wow, things are changing. And so I better get ready to change too. So let me focus on what it is I want. What do I desire? What's the outcome that I'm longing for? And they just started thinking about that and ruminating on that and just allowing the universe to provide them with that. And you know what? Right now, they're financially fine. Right? So what they started thinking about a year and a half ago is their reality today. You know, so again, it's not just physical things, it's not just money things, it's relationship things, right? Like if you look at your relationship and every time you think of your partner, you're like, oh my God, like we need to have this serious conversation, but I know that every time we try to have a serious conversation, it turns into a fight. So what happens? You avoid until finally you just get so aggravated that you decide now's the time for us to talk about this. Well, is it really? But you end up having this big fight about it. Exactly as you thought you would, right? What you were thinking about and ruminating on and worrying about became the reality. So we really have to be mindful about our thinking, because whatever it is we're thinking is like, that's the prayer we're putting out to the universe of what we want to experience, right? So I'm begging you to become more mindful with where you're choosing to focus your thoughts and get really clear about what do you desire for yourself in every area of your life. So as far as your self-care, taking care of your body, your emotions, your mind, your spirit, what do you want each of those areas of yourself to look like in their ideal form, right? And what about your area of wealth, you know, your career, your finances, your education? What is your ideal picture perfect reality in those areas? And what about your relationships? What are your ideal relationships? Your immediate family, your extended family, your friends, your loved ones? Right? What relationships do you want to heal? What new relationships would you like to create, right? Get really mindful about what that would look like for you. And also, what does your area of happiness look like, right? Like, what is your heart calling you to do? Is it calling you to travel or write a book or enjoy friends or whatever it is, right? Is it calling you to have adventures or to have romance or whatever it is that makes your heart feel filled with joy and happiness, right? And get a clear idea of what that looks like for you, so that in those moments that you catch yourself worrying or thinking about things that you don't really want, you can immediately stop yourself from doing that and focus on what it is you want, right? Put it down on a piece of paper so that you can have it right in front of you. So the moment you catch yourself thinking those stinking thinking thoughts, you can shift them over to creating your heaven on earth, right? By focusing on those things. So that's a huge part of healers healing themselves, is just learning to master their mind and mastering what it is they're choosing to focus on. So I would also like to, since we're talking about healing, I would also like to make sure that you know that twice a month I offer a healing circle. And healing circles, we come together as a big group on Zoom, and we just kind of share about, what it is that we'd like to work on healing for ourselves. And then I take everybody into a meditative state and we draw down the energy and focus it on to each individual person to help them heal themselves within that love and light that they get to receive from the group. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And there's no charge for the class. I do accept love donations if you'd like to make one, but that's not a requirement. And I will put the link below to if you would like to sign up for a healing circle and join us for one. It's on the first and the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'd love for you to join us. It's just a wonderful opportunity to come together and just, be surrounded by that love and light, and just be with a group of like-minded people who their purpose is to come together for the purpose of lifting each other to the highest possibility. So if that sounds like something that sounds great to you, you'll see a little Calendly link to my schedule right below, or you can always go to kellyackroyd.com and you'll see the little schedule now button and click on that and sign up for the healing circle. So with that, my darlings, I am done for this weekend. I will be wishing you loving and healing light. And I look forward to next week when we'll be getting together to talk about who knows what. So have an amazing week. If you have any comments for me, please leave them below. If you find me even vaguely interesting, please hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And love you like crazy. I'll see you soon.